Speaking of bad for you, though, let's talk about so the opposite of them. They have done such a great job. They are almost a victim of their own success in that. And then we'll just talk about a victim of your own failure. And
Sure.
that is you shared this with me. Where was this at? Palo
Oh
Alto
no.
was at what was
Black
it a
hat.
Black Hat?
Yes.
And they decided to bring back booth babes in the worst possible way. And I'm looking at this picture, and it took me a minute. I literally thought these were like mannequins, but
Mhm.
it's two women in what appear to be like cocktail dresses wearing lampshades on their head with Palo Alto logo stamped on it. And I mean, it does not take a whole lot of imagination to figure out what some of the comments were. Somebody posted on LinkedIn about, what the hell Palo Alto Networks is this 1960. Another
Yes.
said, "Is this what we are? We're still just object." I forgot what I'm trying to find the quote now, but we're nothing more than props to you. I mean, it just I'm always amazed by these sort of missteps because
hmm
it's like, how did you think this was going to go?
Yes. I will say that I feel like one of the areas where we have made progress in tech in my 20 years in tech is that we have mostly gotten rid of the booth babe. The only booth babe I want to see at a booth is the one who can demo the solution for me. That's the babe to me, whether it's male or female. Like that's the extent of what I'm looking for on the demo floor. But the fact that anybody thought
I
was
think you
this was
found
a
your
good
new calling.
idea.
Hey, we're going to have you work with all your clients, and part of your new service is that you'll be in their booth wearing a T-shirt that says "I'm your booth babe, baby," and then you'll do
Yeah,
their demos for them.
sure. I'm happy to do that. But I also feel like so obviously, not for I'm anti-objectification. I think they got what they deserve. But I also feel like when you're making a decision like this, you should be able to make a decision where you can defend this to like your mom and dad. Like if your mom and dad ask, "What do you do for a living?" and you're saying, "Yeah, I put women up, models up in cocktail dresses and put a lampshade on their heads that are branded with our company name." Yeah, that's not a good
I'm trying,
answer.
I'm trying to. Somewhere in here, they quoted the rationale, and I'm trying to find it here because
I,
I can't figure out. I mean, the biggest thing about it, I mean, let alone, like you said, I mean, nobody has, scantily clad women that have nothing to do with your business in their booths anymore. We haven't had that for decades, right? Or at least a decade,
years,
decade and a
unfortunately,
half.
not decades.
And but it's been a long time. It's like so that's the very first thing. And then sticking these lampshades on their heads, it just doesn't make any sense. And it says I'm trying to find it where they said that what their rationale was, but I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I think somebody just
Yeah.
tried to be creative. The part that frustrates me a little bit is this is a nitpick here, but so the CEO obviously had to apologize after this big misstep, and the wording that he used said something about I'm glad you have not rushed to judge us and that we have kept your trust. Um, and honestly, like I feel like that's a little presumptuous that you're just assuming that people are all proactively going to forgive you, and especially when you don't have any steps uh, in your apology about what you actually did, other than we're going to try to do better. It's like,
Yeah, I
well,
mean, I would, and maybe this is stupid, and but I would love to at least say, "Hey, this is what we intended to mean by this, and we're really sorry that we completely misread it or whatever." But it's like I literally can't even come up with a reason, right? We know what Palo
mhm,
Alto Networks does. We know they're at Blackout, they're a security event. What in the world is having a woman with a lampshade? What can it possibly do? I
mhm.
mean, other than
Yes.
what be a novelty, which it is absolutely in this day and age boggling, mind boggling that they would go down that road. So I think there's going to be a fallout. Unfortunately, it's probably not much of one because these things always tend to blow over quickly. But it was just shocking, and definitely would not want to be the marketing team at Palo Alto right now.
Yes, but as we are coming up into fall trade show season, there are going to be a lot of other big shows, whether it be, I don't know, Dreamforce, Amazon reInvent. Please, every company, take note.
I mean, the only part I'm sympathetic with them on it is that it is so hard to stand out at these events.
It
And
is.
so I get that people are trying to push the envelope and try to find ways to garner attention, but this is the wrong kind of attention, not what you want to be doing. And more than anything is that the whole reason, the boot bait thing, I mean, all the misogynistic and sexism stuff aside, right? At the end of the day, we've gone through this transition where enterprise buyers are trying to solve problems. They're trying to deliver value to their organizations. And that is truly the thing that
Mhm.
drives the conversation. And so having some whatever bizarre eye candy is not going to get there. Even if you get people into your booth, that's not going to be delivering the message that you need to deliver to compete in this market today. And so all the other stuff, which I'm not trying to minimize, but all the other stuff aside, it was misguided because it's not going to serve their end objectives of trying to drive revenue and value. So there was just nothing good about this.
Yes, couldn't agree more. And